Just give me a chance to make your shelf. If you don't like me here, I will be, yes, I will be someone else.
And we're live. Welcome to the Cousins and Sons podcast. Your host, Eric Pepper.
Garon and Atencio.
Co-host. No, I'm just kidding. Also the host, Garon and Atencio. Producer, Travis Clyburn.
Hey.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pepper.
You're welcome, man. Have you had a good week?
I had a great week. Yeah.
Good.
Lots of fun stuff.
How about you, Bernard?
Oh, Bernard. Oh, dude, I had myself a week. In the last week, I actually went to a 10 o'clock slot on Sunday night.
Yeah.
You did. I saw you.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. It was one of those, I wasn't even going to go up. I had just got done at work, had an event, got done, and I was like, oh, I'm in the area. I'll just come over to the fourth wall, check it out, and it's 10 o'clock, see what it's all about. Travis said, come by, to see it, because it's a whole different experience. So like, sweet, I'll just stop by.
It's where the pros come.
It's where the pros come.
That's when the pros come.
To do some crazy stuff, do some dark things, just try things out. So I was like, cool, I'm going to come watch at least, that last set of the night. And I get here, and Travis was like, of course, great as always. He's like, hey, you're going up? And I was like, well, I just came to watch, but is there space? Like, yep, there's space. You're going up. All right. Puts my name on. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going up.
Yep.
And it was different. It was cool because I was excited. It was that adrenaline rush of not knowing what I was even going to talk about. But at the same time, it was a new experience. You were seeing people there. Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Lee Syatt.
Yep. He was there, and it was cool because I've never officially met him, but he's the reason we actually know about the fourth wall because of Steve Simone knowing Lee and him telling him about the fourth wall. So that's kind of how that came to be, where I was like, oh, finally I get to meet you. And I'm like, so it was kind of a nervous thing too, because I'm like, great, the person who knows Steve in that sense was like,
when he knows a bunch of pros.
He knows a bunch of pros. It's like it's the first time that someone's going to see us in that light. And just, it's a weird feeling, like not putting anybody on a pedestal, but still at the same time, like,
oh, yeah, everyone that was there that particular night,
exactly.
too.
You're like, I've seen you before. Oh, I've seen, like, they're all, and to have each person go up, I went second to last, and have each person go up, and whether it was funny or not, you could see they were professional to where it was like, it was them trying new things out, and even when it wasn't funny, it was still that confidence on stage that they could just talk and they could say things, and there's just a poise to it when you've been doing this for a long time. There's something that just rolls off where it's like, yep, you've been doing this a long time. You were talking about, things that shouldn't be funny, and it wasn't at the time, but still you made it funny.
And you don't see that until you do comedy and try out comedy.
Yeah, and you don't see how that is.
You don't see where like
And so having that factor go up, and then, it was cool to see Rob go up. Because Rob Morris,
correct.
Yep. See him because I've seen, the stuff on Instagram and stuff like that, but I've never actually met him. Yeah. So to actually see him actually go up too, and that
he's
experience
really
was great. I was like, yeah, he's great. Going up there, his energy. So then me going up, I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm just going to go up there.
He seems really sharp too.
Yeah. And so you have that factor. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go up there and have fun. It's almost like my first time again. And going up there, and so I go up there and I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about? I had a whole thing in my head like, oh, I'm going to talk about just the fact that I wasn't even planning on coming, kind of what I was saying just now. And then I get up there and I say one thing and it's like crickets, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go to my next joke. Oh, okay. And in my back of my head, which is something I have to get over, and it triggered it more knowing so that I have to be able to say the same bits over and over again regardless of who's heard them.
Yeah,
because there was moments that I knew
tough.
Nobody had heard it before.
Yeah.
All my stuff, but even knowing Travis in the back has heard it before,
you
triggered a factor of like, I'm not selling this fully, or I'm not confident about what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to get through everything what have I said in the last 3 months? Okay, I've said this joke, I did that joke, that didn't land. The stuff that landed was me, of course, making fun of the fact that nothing was landing. That's what was.
Yeah, you got laughed.
Yeah. I got laughed. I'm like, oh, cool, but. At the same time,
like making fun of yourself, disarming people,
Absolutely.
And
especially, you're literally in a room full of people who do it for a living.
Yeah, and so it's like, I being up there in that situation is like, it is a different factor of like, I don't even belong up here at this moment in time, where it's like, I don't want to, you have people like, oh, I could do comedy and do this. So me going up there, it's like, that's why once I even addressed halfway through that I'd only been doing it 3 months, it was like, I felt like something triggered towards like, oh, because it's not about, oh, this guy's coming up here, I've never seen him before, and oh, you're trying to be funny. You know,
How
kind of
often
thing.
do you run into that where like people just do not get that they are not funny, but they think they are? You know what I mean?
Pretty often.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sees a lot of.
I mean, you see them at the 5 o'clock sometimes
You
too.
see a lot of
Yeah.
that where you're like, okay, I'm watching this. I see that. Who told you were funny?
Because this is the difference in the world between the 5 and the 10. It's like the 5 o'clock is
Yeah.
a lot of newer people.
Yeah.
It's a lot more supportive and stuff, and the 10 can get dark because it's just like it's a bunch of people like, all right,
Yeah.
I've seen all the comedy. What do
Yeah.
you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What do you
exactly.
got? And that's where. But at the same time, after leaving there, and I was able, and everybody's even Rob was like, hey. He's like, good job. He's like, you got to come to more 10 o'clocks. He's like, it's hard at the 10 o'clock. I was like, yeah, it is.
Do you got to work for that 10 o'clock?
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. It's like, but at the same time, what we talked about last week is even after doing it, it was last minute. It was kind of, I went and did it and stuff. And it was like, oh my God, it's almost like I was brand new all over again. I still felt great after going, being like,
That's awesome.
cool. I
Yeah.
went, I did that. I even texted Steele and I was like, I gotta go. Like we have to we gotta go to more 10 o'clocks even though it's gonna be crazy because it's gonna feel like we're in there with all these veterans because we are, but it's at the
That's
same
how you get
time,
better, though.
the more times we show
Yeah.
up, the more times
Throw
we show our
yourself into the
face,
fire.
the more respect we hopefully will get because we are showing up and we will learn just by watching them and, you're in the fire.
Yeah, because the 5
Yeah.
o'clock can, I mean, it's a great way to start. It's
Yeah.
a great way to, get your bearings, get on stage and stuff. But, like, if you really want to fucking be able to bring the heat, you got to fucking train for the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
And-
the time, that time frame, even like 9 o'clock to 8-ish are the time frames you got to think about. That is the time if you're doing an actual show.
Yeah.
Is the time frame. Like you're going to be, and the factor of the night and stuff like that too is a factor. Like if the sun's up, your brain, the audience's brain might be thinking a different way or like, trigger a different, there's so many factors in
Making people laugh.
making people laugh.
Yeah.
It is intense. It isn't. But yeah,
Because
I'm
some
glad
people
we
just
went.
can laugh at anything.
Yeah.
But like,
Are you
Then-
laughing because
yeah.
it's awkward? Or
yeah,
'cause-
exactly. So it's just like, is this actually funny? Does this actually work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I went, and I told Steele, I was like, we gotta, keep going.
And even not being funny, but just like being a performer,
Yeah,
It's like, I got to get better at that,
Mm.
yeah. I mean,
And just because, like you said, there's some people that go up that aren't, or what they're saying, their joke isn't really that funny, but they just,
Yeah.
they're doing it well.
yeah, the delivery and everything on that it sells it, and there you can just tell it's the poise, it's the confidence on stage to be up there, like, and you're like, whatever you're saying, like I feel that every time when Travis you're on stage and stuff, it's like I don't even know if half the things you're saying in the moment are funny until you hit the punchline, but even then I'm just intrigued on everything you're saying because, like you said, you're not allowing them to take that whole thing.
Right.
Sorry,
This thing fucking started going off.
it's our emails from our sponsors.
Yep, stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
But yeah, it is that factor of you're constantly, and I think we're at that position too where we've even talked about that going to the next level now. It's
Yeah.
we've been doing it now 3 months, and like
You mean like going to like different clubs?
different clubs,
Mhm.
even different hours. Me going to
Or
10
yeah,
o'clock
yeah,
made me realize even more. It's like, as far as like, are you laughing sometimes too because you know the people? So now at the 5 o'clock, even when we don't get laughs, there's still everybody kind of knows us.
Yeah.
So it is that kind of
We're just comfortable.
you're comfortable.
And there's a
Everybody's
lot
kind
of
of
the same
laughing because they
people.
know us a little bit more now. But then when you go and you might go to a different time slot and there's people you've never seen, you could try the same jokes you've been doing for months that have landed,
Mhm.
and they might not. And you're like, oh, it's landing because they know me, not because it's actually funny in this moment. And I have to get back to why it landed in the first place or tweak it and stuff. And it's chess match. It's just a crazy labyrinth
Yeah.
of ideas.
It's hard. Travis, do you write?
No.
Like you don't.
I mean, I'm in a way.
Okay.
I do a lot of my editing on stage. Everything I have is kind of just in my brain. I just have that ability.
Yeah.
But also, I've dedicated my entire life and brain to this. So.
Yeah.
Your
You're
brain.
right.
Yeah.
So
Well, people try to talk to me about sports. I'm like, I know nothing about sports. I don't have
Yeah.
room in my
Yeah.
brain
yeah.
for. I don't even know who the Bengals quarterback is now, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
not-
yeah.
No, I'm
I
the
don't-
same way.
I have no fucking idea because my
Mhm.
brain is just dedicated to this too much to fucking retaining that info.
Yeah,
So no, I mean I recommend everyone write, but I'm so right-brained that I have to like exist in the chaos That's where everything kind of comes out of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That. I mean, because then you can. That's where the creative side, where you're constantly.
Yes. And if I sit down and left brain and then
you overthink, you know,
Yeah.
which I find
yeah.
myself
Overwriting is a hell of a thing.
and you're just
Yeah,
like, and I think, me at least, I know I'm in that situation where, kind of going into the next topic as far as the riffing set has allowed for us to find new topics. We talked about this last time, as far as new topics that we wouldn't have initially thought about in general, and brought up past memories that we can create sets from. But at the same time, now going back, listening to recordings and go, okay, that was funny in the moment. That was good. What can I pull from that? And was it funny because of how I reacted to the topic that was given to me? Or is there something in there that is actually funny that I can turn around and make into an actual like set, you know, create a set out of it? And that's where, and then sitting down and actually, okay, how do I write this out? And then overthinking it, because you still want to be free on stage. You still want to be able to, it's constantly growing organically.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's like the hardest thing for me, going up there with my own material, because I think I do better at the riffing, like just because.
You guys both do really well at the riffing mics.
Yeah, I mean, and I like it more. I think, I mean, it's a lot of fun for one, and it's not as stressful because I don't have to go in there with my own material, and I know that. So I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just show up and whatever gets thrown at me, just make it work, and then, you know, there's a little more forgiveness because everyone knows what you're going through too.
True.
So, but yeah, I don't know. As far as like writing my own jokes now, I suck at it. And I don't know, that's my biggest struggle right now is like writing my own material, making it and making it work. And I don't know if I'm like overthinking it, or if maybe I'm not doing enough writing. You know, I mean, there's so many factors starting, I guess, this late in life that it's just like not even that. I just being this new at this, you know, is hard to.
Just overcoming a lot.
Yeah. So it's and then I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Or like, if am I writing too much? Am I not writing enough? Like, am I overthinking it? Yeah, the writing process. You know, how do you feel being sober now, Travis? You feel good?
Yeah, I feel great, man.
Yeah, I've been. I'm gonna take this month off of drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's good for you, man. I mean, I'm close to 30 days, and I feel fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, you look really good, by the way.
Thank
too.
you, buddy.
Yeah.
I've also been fucking.
Oh yeah, you've been fucking getting that sweat on. No, that's good though too, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, buddy.
Um,
I'm just telling everyone, by the way.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
of
reason
course.
for me to even bring that up, really.
Well, no, it's
we're-
even better because in other situations, like, would you talk about it? And the fact it's like in the realm of comedy too. It's like, they both
people, the
understand.
comedy world, people are so open.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they really are.
And you,
I mean, it's
you
just like
almost have to be, but it's
you kind of do.
So open.
You definitely have to be honest,
Yeah.
because that's another thing I've learned too, is that you can't just go up there and kind of like make up jokes and lie either.
Yeah.
Because then
We'll
people can see
smell
right
it.
through that
They
shit.
can smell.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
can.
that's what I've been trying to work on, because it's funny. This last week, Monday, my riffing set, I feel like was my best I've done. It was like boom, boom, boom. Travis, you complimented me, and I felt great about it. And then the rest of the week, like even my actual sets and stuff like that were a little shaky. I didn't really sit down and like even think about things. I was trying to just work on it. And that's on my end a little laziness, but at the same time, I didn't feel as strong. But each time I was on stage, if I caught myself trying to, I'm losing them or there's no laugh, I could easily make a, dumb joke and lie, throw a lie in there, or like just to make it funny. I would catch myself and go, no, keep with the truth, even if it doesn't get a laugh, And sometimes it gets serious, but at the same time, it's like, that's the boundaries I'm working through right now, is being honest.
Yeah, and that is the unique direction that comedy's moving into.
Yeah.
Of just like, a lot of people call it anti-comedy. That's a whole different thing. But like, just bearing your soul up there and kind of giving a part of you to the audience, kind of thing. That's what the new Twilight Zone episode was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen Twilight.
If you're gonna start on this, because it's
But wait, isn't Twilight
Zone?
Twilight Zone? Yeah, they're redoing that. That's that old show, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but what's his name?
Camille Nanjiani.
Yep. And
He's good.
who else? Who produced it? Who was the other producer?
I can't remember.
It's another guy on it. And then
Scott something.
Scott,
Evan Scott.
and there was the other, and then
think.
This is Key and Peele guy.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He also was big on that as well. So I can't wait to watch that. We got to talk about that.
All right,
one,
well,
James.
we should probably. Okay.
Jump again.
Yeah,
It is about that. So, and I'm excited for that new series. For it just being honest. That's the thing. That's the scary part about it, because in this day and age, some people, because of social media, politics, and all that stuff, everybody is now, I can speak my mind. But now it's like, all right, it's time to be honest. It's time to the realness comes out in the funny. I mean, it goes back to truth and comedy, but it's that factor of you're just telling.
I was telling him the other day about I was talking about. We were leaving the comedy store actually, and I was like, "That's kind of crazy. Like that people that like you must be a sociopath if you steal material."
For sure.
If you can like get up on stage and do a stolen joke and not wear it on your face at all, I mean, I have a tough time lying on stage and not being like, I don't know, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And
So you're right. It's because I don't know. I just respect my fellow comics too much. To do that.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's not good to do.
Yeah, it's not
but
good.
like, but no, I'm just like, wow, yeah. It kind of, how I had my sociopath joke. It's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not a sociopath.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no way I could do that. There's no way I could like steal material and get up there and like.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's I don't know fucking how people do it either. And middle of the country is really notorious for it.
I believe that. I was even
Really?
thinking that as far as because you can go, who's gonna really see you?
You mean by
in their
famous
eyes,
comics?
Not necessarily famous. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes I watched a guy get up there and do like 5 minutes of Ron White, and it's just a lot of times.
Okay. Someone
Yeah.
did Ron White shit.
Yeah, and like
Okay.
a lot of times audiences are ignorant to comedy in general.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Midwestern, like a lot of them don't watch Comedy Central all the fucking time, or maybe they're not even a big fan. They just thought they'd go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
then,
a
like,
date or
crazy.
whatever.
Yeah, and they don't recognize that it's blatant thievery. They're just like, oh, that's really funny.
Hmm.
But I mean, those guys do it shamelessly and get paid for it. I don't
That's
know how.
crazy.
And get paid for it even?
And the
That's
road comics,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah.
There's some fucking thieving ass road comics out there. But I mean, then again, like one of these days, he doesn't know who knows who.
Is that like a choice? Do you is that a route you can go the road?
It's a choice. It's a choice. I attempted it. I didn't like it.
Oh, really? So what would be another route? Like get in.
Another route's just try to, do TV stuff or try to everyone wants to get on a sitcom at one point in time or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
But that's why I
paid-
moved
get
out
paid.
here because I wanted to move more into the acting realm.
Yeah.
Got
Do more
it.
performance, sketch,
Okay.
stuff like that. Because I just don't want to be I like the road, but if I met like a dude who was like 20 years on the road and they looked sad.
No,
Yeah.
I get
I was like, I'm
that.
good.
I mean,
Well, you don't really have a home.
Yeah, you're talking to even the few people we have. It's like, it's cool to do when you're in your 20s, maybe early 30s. But even then, it's like unless it's fun to go with your friends, If you
Right.
have a group of us, like if we all three or something like that, and went on the road. And
Most
it
of
was
these guys
fun.
are alone though.
Yeah, but most of them, yeah, exactly. And you don't realize that. You're like, oh, it must be a blast. No, it's like I'm alone. I'm in my apartment at
Yeah.
night. I go, not
You go
my
to
apartment, my
cities, you
hotel.
don't know anybody.
Yeah, don't know anybody. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm by myself. Yeah, it's great. I'm going out, do my set, and that's it. And then on to the next city or something. That's the, thing nobody sees, and they think they just see the front zone of it. Oh, you're partying every night. You're probably, it's like no,
No.
I'm just by
You can't
myself.
afford to party
Yeah,
every
you
night.
can't afford to.
When if you do, I mean, like it just, I don't know, that kind of mindset. I kind of like had that mindset for a little while of just like, oh, these guys like, just, and some of them do. Some of them just like get fucked up all the time and party and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Mhm.
and they can do it. But probably a majority don't you think?
Probably.
Probably, like,
know, I saw a lot of
especially
drunks.
the pros.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of course you got Ron White. Speaking of Ron White,
Right.
that obviously doesn't stay sober, but
Yeah.
but most of the other pros seem to kind of like have their shit.
Yeah,
Even if
which
they
is
joke about it,
yeah.
it's like an old
It was
something they used
It
to
was
do.
funny because like we would see that like which Travis going sober and hearing, and then other comics we look up to who it's like, oh, I haven't been drinking for this long or this is long, and we're like, I mean, I don't drink.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't drink
I
or
don't
do drugs
drink
or anything.
drugs or
Yeah.
anything. So, but it's one of those where realizing like, maybe we shouldn't.
Or for
even-
me,
yeah.
I've definitely I like after you did what you did, and then just you
Yeah.
being you, I'm just like, man, I just feel not clear-headed at all.
It does. I mean, I feel so much sharper.
Yeah, and so do I. Just in the few days I've given it up, and I didn't do it every day, but there was a point in my life where I did do it every day. You know, like a few years ago. You know, I was doing it every day, doing blow. You know what I mean? A lot, and I knew that like I couldn't sustain that lifestyle. You know, and be okay. But like, so since I've moved back to LA, I've really calmed down with all of that, but even then it still wasn't enough, you know, maybe drinking 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
And I think, I don't know if maybe I like did the damage in those couple years. I was just drinking like every day, you know, sometimes all day or whatever, you know, partying.
Trust me, there's no irreversible damage. I should probably be dead. And I'm still pretty smart, unfortunately. I thought I'd tarred myself up. You know what I mean? I thought I'd just be happier. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't work.
Yeah. But no, I do feel good about it, and you know, sharper. And I even tried when I first started to like just take some shots before I came here to go on stage, and now I had to stop myself from doing that because I was just like, oh, this is just a dark road to go down.
Yeah.
Because
and if you needed to perform too, it's not good.
I mean, we had that.
I've done
It's
that.
not
I
good.
did that for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Then you need it every time.
You
And then you need
it
every time.
And
And
then
like
you
you
It's that
said,
mentality where
it's
you're
2
like,
shots,
nope,
and
I
it's
need
the whole
2.
bottle.
Yep.
Then
You
it's
know?
like there's actually studies done about people who say they're better at pool when they're drunk, and it's true because a lot of people who plays pool sober.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Most people
Yeah.
don't. Most
It's
people.
just that you're out at the bar and you're
Yeah, and then you happen to be playing pool. So it's like you've learned abilities while hammered. Like sometimes you can never do them drunk because you don't learn how to do it sober.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like
Because you learn how to do it sober?
Because you learn how to do it drunk.
Oh, because you learn how to do it drunk, you can't do it sober.
And then you can do it sober because it's like your neurons are not going to fire the same way.
nothing's gonna
Right.
connect.
No. Yeah.
Your brain's not. It's like, oh, I'm way better at beer pong when I'm drunk than when I'm
Yeah, because
sober.
I
It's like-
only play it drunk.
It's not because I play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean with water?
Sober, I suck at.
Yeah.
Become an expert
Yeah.
thrower.
That's kind of crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it's just like, but you know, sobriety's probably the way to go, people.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know?
I mean,
Well, and then I've even cut back on the weed. Still smoke weed every day, like, but I
Weed every day.
I mean, I used to smoke. I mean, all day. I mean, up until like a week ago. Well, I mean, this last month or so, I've been cutting back a lot, and because of this, because of comedy, because like, dude, it's so hard for me to go on stage, not clear-headed. You know, I don't know, just I shuffle over my words and stumble over my words anyways.
I mean, yeah. I do
Being
it
high does not
sober.
help that
What do you
at
say?
all. And like, so I'm just like, okay, I don't want to look like a dumbass on stage. I can't smoke weed at least till I get off stage. And then now it's just like, shit, man, I can if I smoke like even a lot after, you know, 5 o'clock, whatever the time is. If I smoke a lot even before I go to bed, I still wake up kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just I kind of want to just like quit that too and see how that affects
That's
me.
good. I mean, because I'm 100% sober.
Yeah.
Correct.
And like, I don't even feel depressed anymore. Like, weed really made me feel way more depressed.
Just don't.
Did it?
He's,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
gonna
For
get
me,
addicted.
yeah.
He's gonna get addicted to that sex, though. Is what's gonna
Oh,
happen.
dude, but that's
yeah.
But that's okay.
I'm-
Let that happen.
I'm balls
how is
deep.
the relationship, dude?
I sure that's really good.
Yeah, that's
I don't
good.
know. It's weird because I think she's my girlfriend. Weird.
Weird.
I mean, she looks like it.
you
You know what I mean?
it totally is. I think it's pretty apparent.
I mean, there it is. But hey, as long as and it's a good. I'm glad that it's helping in general. Like you're happy, you know, especially because.
Yeah, and it was a good thing because I got happy before we started dating
Yeah.
too. You know what
Does
I mean?
she
Which is
drink
good
or
for that.
anything?
She smokes weed, but she doesn't really drink that
She doesn't
ever.
really drink that
Well,
much.
she's actually really easy to be sober around because she never drinks.
Oh, that's
She's
cool.
also tiny as fuck, so
And
I
you were
imagine,
never
like a
a big-
thimble of liquor
Yeah.
could kill her.
Yeah.
You were never a real big pot smoker?
Not really, no.
No.
I was more a fan of the cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if she's so small, she did cocaine, she'd vibrate through the walls. You know
Oh,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah, right.
She's smaller than me, and I did that. I almost died. So I don't,
Oh, it was that. I don't know if you were here for this cocaine story.
No.
up there.
was it? When did I say that?
I can't remember. It was a few weeks ago.
But yeah. Oh,
Or maybe you did.
It was 7 o'clock or something. But I did. First time was me doing that, and I thought, oh no, I think it was at 7 o'clock but no, I did. First time did it was a group of us. I was like, cool, let's do it. And of course, you want to do it and be.
I was the one that
cool.
brought it home, by the way.
Yeah, he brought it home, and I
course.
was like, I wanted to be cool, cool. Let's do it. You got to do it
Everything,
once.
yeah, do everything once.
So,
right?
but of course, me growing up in a household that my dad loved Scarface, so I had to go to town
you
with
had
it.
to go
I was
fuck
like,
you
oh,
and hard.
go, man, I got this. And just you go through with it, and I just straight up did the whole thing. And I got up and we're all circled around, all smiling and happy, and each person was excited. And you get to look at me, and I'm all like this, and then they're like, "You okay? How you feeling? You look pale." And I was like, "Well, actually, now that you say it, I feel great, but I don't feel good at all." Like,
started like sweating, dude.
and like
His eyes are just like wide. He's just like sitting in bed.
Yeah,
like,
so for
going
the
like
rest of the
this.
night, I just sat in the bed because they don't want me to fall asleep at the same time of like them partying. So each one would take turns coming into. And I'm just like, didn't feel bad, but also was like, this
Wired.
is too wired.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my, kind of thing. And
and it's very weight sensitive. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I could
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Oh my god, I could do so much it'd kill both of you at the same time. Like, 'cause I'm just way too big.
That's crazy. So were you blowed out when you would be on stage too?
Yeah.
Is it?
Those times you guys were here and I was fucked
Yeah,
up out of my mind.
Well,
really.
I mean,
yeah,
and
you
that-
handle yourself
and
really well.
You handle yourself great, and it's one of those things though too is seeing you before and then now seeing you after. I feel like I said, we came at the right moment to see. We see things that people switch, and then you going from that stage of your life to now this, and we're in that middle ground, just even within like a month, and seeing you, be on stage and go through that moment. And we can't. I mean,
I can't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell. Kind of, it's
like in your skill, you look better, but like
Thank
you
you.
know what I mean.
But then also having a host
Even
for
your energy
12
on
hours,
stage
10
is
hours
great.
a night, hosting
But like
for
you
like
said,
8 hours.
you got that muscle memory.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think I was talking to you at the bar about that.
Yeah.
My birthday. Again, thank you for that.
Of course.
Yeah, man. Like it goes like breathing after a while. Like that's why I could be as fucked up as possible. Get up there and just be like,
Yeah,
just fucking
muscle
go.
memory. You don't even. It's just.
Which is what got scary because it knowing I could do it.
Yeah.
And be that fucked up
Yeah.
and still get laughs and
Yeah.
still get what I need out of it. Like that's
Yeah.
not good. Like,
Well,
that's,
and then
like,
and that's you're like, well,
Yeah.
why not? And it's like you said, you're one of your idols and stuff like that. As far as Chris Farley goes, it's like that is that road.
Do you think
Yeah.
that has something to
That
do with
is
wanting to
that
do
road.
drugs and stuff? Is seeing your heroes? You hear about this when you're young, like all you like your heroes, like doing drugs, partying,
Maybe.
having a good time. Like I think I've had conversations with my friends about this. Skyler.
Yeah.
And because he's like
you
a
do
real.
look like a guy who would have a friend named Skyler.
Yeah. But he
Close friends. We got matching tattoos.
he thinks that like he doesn't. I think he hopes to think that drugs make him more creative, but I don't think that that's actually
No,
the
I don't
fact.
think, you know what? I don't think so either. I thought I looked at being drunk like it just made me say the stuff that I wanted to say, but now I just do that anyway. I've
Yeah,
been doing comedy long enough where
Oh
it's
yeah.
like because it was like, oh, you lowered your inhibitions, and then you just say stuff. But it's like, yeah, but now at least I have at least a micro filter to be like, oh, that's racist.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
or stuff like
I
that.
shouldn't. Okay.
But like I've just trained myself to drop those filters anyway. So it's like I don't need to be drunk. I'm saying the same shit as if I was drunk.
right.
Because it's taken away almost that excuse of like, well, he said it because he was drunk, or I said it because I was drunk.
I don't like that either. I
And
like
it's
the
like-
accountability
It's like,
aspect.
no, I said it because I said it.
Right.
There's that, sober.
Well, yeah, and blacking out and finding out you did fucked up stuff, you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like
It's
I
the worst.
I know, and then like I never could accept that as account. I could never be accountable for that because it was like, well, I wasn't there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but I was. It was me.
Right.
It
No,
was-
I've been there.
You know,
Been there.
I know we've all probably done really fucked up stuff when you're blacked out because it just keeps going to that weird autopilot and your lizard brain takes over.
Right.
And you can see
Yeah.
it, and that's the funny part too, is where I had probably a good 3 years of my life that I actually did anything like drinking,
Yeah.
weed, or any of that stuff. I had a good 3 years. I didn't at all in high school. I did it for like in Chicago. That was like my college years, second city. But I didn't even turn 21 till like the end of that experience.
Mm.
So even then, but drinking, we had parties every night. It was a great experience
In Chicago.
in Chicago.
Mhm.
But it's having those blackout experiences. But I do, being the sober one, can see when people are like, you don't know. I'm like, no, I can see in each one of my friends' eyes when they're gone. Like when it's
Yeah.
like you're like, oh no, you're not going to remember the
Just-
rest of this night. I see that.
Yeah.
There
When
is
it's
that,
like
that fade.
there's that fade. You're like, oh, I oh, there it is. I see that in most people.
Your
It's like you don't
soul
see it
leaves
at
your
first,
body.
but it's like I'm so sober that I'm like, no, dude, I get it. I could tell you the hour, the minute that we left the conversation.
And what's funny about being drunk, or being a drunk person, or interacting with a drunk person is they'll lie that they're drunk. What do you mean? I haven't even been drinking. What do you mean? Like,
You're like, why?
I haven't had anything. I've had like
yeah.
2. I've had like.
I think it's weird when you're drunk and you do stuff, especially if you're blacked out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone was recording me talking once when I was blacked out, and I remember like I was just lying about little things like that. Like,
Yeah.
nah, man, I've had only a few drinks. I'm like, why would I even
I don't even
bother?
drink every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would I even bother to lie about that?
Yeah, because you're drunk. Yeah, you just do. That's one thing. Honestly, I'm kind of just mad at alcohol these days because I've just seen it fuck it so many people up.
Oh, and it's bartenders. God damn it, I can't imagine the shit you see.
I mean,
Oh, dude,
besides the way it makes
It's
me
not-
feel,
it's not even that, it's like
I've
coworkers,
seen too many people
you know?
get
they just have
drunk.
access to it
Yeah,
all the
you have
time.
so many people who have access to it. I've seen too many things where I've had to pick up. I remember a few years ago, I had to pick up a girl who had fell in her own shit and had thrown up on herself in the
Jesus.
bathroom because she blacked
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
that's-
we're trying to get out of this industry as
It's like-
fast as possible.
I was
This
like, I
shit's
can't.
poison,
I was
man.
like, are you guys?
Yeah.
What is going? Just seeing what it does, and I had a moment like that happen. Not shitting myself, but a moment in Hollywood where I, got kicked out
At
of
the
a bar.
comedy store.
Yeah, yeah. I
At
was
the
at
comedy store this happened.
I was at the comedy store. Was there, partied it up. Was there with some friends, and we were taking shots and beer at the comedy store, and then we were moving around that whole area of bars in that area, and I got to the point where I remember just not blacked out because I still remember, but to the point where I remember not being able to even talk, to where they had to escort me outside. My friends didn't even know I left. Escort me outside. I threw up, and then this dude got me in a taxi, and I remember I couldn't, in my head I could think, but I couldn't get out the words, and I was like in my head going, I'm one of those people, and I was like, I can't, I was like, and I just told him an address in, the valley. I was like, just send me there, and I walked the rest of the way home.
Oh shit.
Got home, woke up thinking it was a dream, realized I'd left my car in Hollywood. I had lost my
fuck.
phone. Like,
Was that the day you? Yeah, that was the day you lost your phone.
yeah, I lost my
remember that.
phone. So I ended up going back. I think me and you. Did
Yeah,
we
we
go
went-
back?
yeah,
we
okay.
went looking for, because find your iPhone.
Didn't you leave it in an Uber or a
A
taxi?
taxi.
A taxi back
Yeah,
in the
back
day.
Dude.
That was that
Taxi,
long
dude.
ago. For Uber
So
and shit.
I left in a taxi, but I had to turn find your iPhone. We
Yeah.
followed it to. We never got it back, but we followed it to like an apartment, and we're like, this probably isn't safe.
We're like in Silver Lake or something.
Yeah, we're like, this probably isn't safe, but I ended up getting.
He didn't you go and knock on the door and everything?
I think it was one of those
Yeah.
but we both were like, I mean, what do we do at this moment? Like, how do it
Kick
was-
down the door,
Yeah, I
going
was
guns
like,
where
blazing.
is
Hey, we know you got that phone in there.
We know you got it. I need some text messages. There's some photos that I need.
Two skinny little white kids. Some big black dude opens the door.
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing?
What do you want? And it would have been scary. It would have been horrifying. So I think, yeah, it was funny that we even went that route. But again, that was my experience. So I have that experience of like, yeah, I know what it is. And after,
Yeah, I
you
know
know,
what
so
mean.
I have that.
It can go terribly
It
wrong.
could go terribly wrong.
Yeah, and that's
And that-
and honestly, everyone that drinks, you're just a ticking time bomb. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, especially if you
It
drink
might not
that
be that
often, yeah.
day. Yeah, exactly. It might not be that day, or maybe even that hour.
Yeah.
But then 2 hours later,
Hmm.
you're in rage or whatever the situation may be, crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it
Oh,
affects
so we're,
everybody
and you
differently.
don't know how it could fuck up other relationships too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and that's the
the-
worst part.
Oh yeah, and the other girl I was dating, like I don't, there's no way in hell. Probably would have been the same, but I don't even know how that would have worked out if I wasn't fucked up all the fucking time.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Why'd she drive you crazy?
no,
Oh.
no. Another girl that I was dating, I just happened to be too fucked up around her and stuff like that. And I could tell it was like
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
uncool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Because like I didn't
yeah.
have to perform, so I was just like, stop.
Yeah.
And to be like, okay, this guy's fucking damaged.
Yeah. Was that here in LA?
It's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of damaged people here in LA, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the
Oh,
party.
no.
It's a rough place.
It's a
I know,
rough
she was pretty
place.
fucked up too, so.
Yeah, right?
The fact
Oh,
that
she was getting fucked up too?
Yeah.
No, and mentally.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And
Dude.
she was drinking and stuff too, but she was like, I think you have a problem. I was like, I think you're the
Problem.
problem.
Get the fuck away from me.
Fucking.
I don't even care. Yeah, no, this town, it's crazy in that sense as far as drinking. You see,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
but it doesn't
outlets.
make it any better.
No, it doesn't.
Drinking
Yeah.
and drugs, like it doesn't make any situation any better. It makes it worse.
Yeah.
It really does.
The new
Slowly but surely.
A new study came out actually that a lot of alcoholics or people who drink are upset about, and it's like, no amount of alcohol is good for you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people said, oh, a glass of red
Yeah,
wine.
yeah.
I'm like, literally none
No,
of it's good for you. It's
yeah.
fermented. It's poison. It's
Yeah.
poison.
That's pretty much what you're doing when
That's
you're
it.
drunk. You're
Yeah.
poisoning yourself.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to get down to the
It's not like, and especially with weed, it's not like you have to let weed ferment. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, it grows there.
It just grows there. Yeah.
Which is why definitely not as damaging as alcohol.
No,
100%.
definitely not.
yeah,
But then again, it's not been legal enough, and we haven't been allowed to study enough to know.
Agreed.
Because it's like, I think it should be legal for sure, but I think cocaine should be legal. I think everything should be legal.
I think everything should be legal
Like,
too.
yeah, you're an adult. Make your
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
adult decision.
Yeah.
And nobody should be locked up for 20 years
Yeah.
because they wanted to get a little high.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless they, start robbing and stabbing people.
Well,
Yeah.
but
Well,
at that
then
point, there's
that's-
different charges.
yeah. Then that's
Yeah.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
You're
Like
right,
if you're
you're
on drugs and you kill somebody.
Yeah.
Well, then fuck the drug. You
Yeah.
murdered someone.
Yeah,
You know what I
'cause
mean?
It lets people go their whole lives and murder
And
no
again,
people.
It's one of those,
Exactly.
yeah,
But they're still in prison for 20 years just because they got high,
No, yeah.
and that's ridiculous. I agree.
Yeah.
which is you could go down that whole road of drugs and then gun violence.
Went limp on you.
It's just, because it is that factor. It's like, oh, guns kill people. You go to that whole road. It's like, well, he was high, he was drunk, he was this. It's like, but you're not taking away the alcohol for that drunk driver. They're not.
Or you're not making alcohol illegal
Illegal
because
because-
and
yeah.
I
Yeah.
guarantee
It kills
more
way more
people
people.
die in drunk driving situations than
yeah.
shootings.
Oh,
Yeah.
way more
For sure.
domestic violence happens because of alcohol.
Yeah.
Way
Oh,
more, all the terrible things happen
Yep.
mainly because of alcohol.
Mhm.
It's-
Yeah,
Like I get why there was a prohibition in the 20s.
Mhm.
I do too.
But also at the same time, it's like I don't think there should be a prohibition of any drug.
No, I agree.
Well,
It
let
doesn't
people-
do any good. It
it-
fuels
yeah,
a dark market.
And the war on drugs has just become a fast track to
It makes you
throw
want to do it
minorities in
anyways.
cells too.
Yeah.
It's like that's what the right did. They made sure they could lock up hippies
Yeah.
specifically, and also black people because those were the two people
Yeah, that was. I
protesting
mean, that
the
was during
Vietnam
this.
War.
Yeah,
Right.
That was the whole reason for them banning.
Yeah,
For that whole thing was to just throw them in, so they couldn't. It was
think-
their way
yeah.
of being racist without trying to be, just so they could throw in
Yeah.
people with a
because
cause.
they like who likes this stuff.
Yep.
What do these people like? They
Yep.
like weed.
Oh, cool. Then we're gonna ban
LSD,
that.
stuff like
that
that.
gives us a reason to throw
Cool.
them in jail.
Let's-
ban it,
yeah.
make it a felony.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can lock it. And that's also like the moment you become a convicted felon, you lose your right to vote as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like literally
You do,
taking
and
one fell
possess a
swoop.
gun, everything.
Yeah, one fell swoop, you're taking away influencers, you're removing
Yeah.
their
You
right
lose
to
a
vote.
lot of rights.
Yeah.
But that's again. Just went a whole different road.
Oh yeah,
But it's-
systematic repression, Chris Heist, overthrow the system.
That's true though. No, it's exactly like it's. You go down that and think about where we came from, and everybody doesn't realize they don't even think about the reason for the ban on drugs from
Yeah.
the get go. They just see it as, oh, it's bad.
Uh,
No,
it-
there was a whole political side of things that is why it was taken away from us, not even having to do with
yeah.
the fact that it was bad for you. You know,
And most
Yeah.
laws that are made that aren't like normal stuff, like clearly don't kill anybody, don't rape anybody, that's my shit, don't take my shit.
Mhm.
Laws like that, those are obvious. But then any of the other weird little laws that always has some sort of political fucked up thing
Right.
behind
yeah,
it.
some
Yeah,
agenda
some
behind
agenda
it.
behind
Yeah,
it.
your seatbelt law, another reason to
Oh, I
fine you
agree.
and give you more money.
I agree.
It's like, how
Yeah.
the fuck you for telling me to wear my seatbelt?
I actually understand the parking tickets more than the seatbelt thing. Well, just certain parking. I understand street sweeping. Okay, you
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean. You got to.
But even
clean the
then,
streets.
fucking, you don't need 3 hours. Give
that,
me a time.
yeah.
Buses run on time. Run your
Yeah.
fucking
Right.
street sweeper on time.
That and the ticket doesn't need to be fucking $75 either.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But
You know.
DUIs and street sweeping are it's like parking tickets is how they don't give out speeding tickets a lot here. They can't. Too much volume.
Yeah.
So it's like Southern Ohio's big on speeding tickets is how they pave their roads.
Yeah.
They do it out here.
Yeah.
Speeding tickets and or parking tickets DUIs.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make
So
sense.
that's why they fuck you in the face.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
gone when I first was out here. I got like 4 parking tickets within getting my car.
Everybody
within
does,
like
man.
a few months because it was like, oh, I was this much away from the curb, or I was this much in the red, or I was, the time like it's
See,
just
that is some bullshit.
like some
Yeah.
of the things were like I was too close to like the inches and stuff. Where I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I was
Yeah.
so pissed at the first like 3 months.
I had a buddy. He's in that band, The Lungs, we were
Yeah.
talking about outside. He's punk rock as a motherfucker. Like it was the company was about to shut down, Joe's Movers, and we just parked in a loading zone, which you're allowed to do as a moving truck.
yeah,
and we went and ran into
loading zone.
Subway. And yeah, and as we come out, like this guy's giving a ticket, and he rips it up, throws it in his face, and just goes, "Suck my dick." And I was like, I wish more than anything I could do that too.
I know, right?
So he was like, "You're going to get another ticket," and he's like, "Ticket my dick." Like, he's too punk rock for this world, dude.
Yeah, dude, but that's
Does
as
he have a
punk as
mohawk?
it gets.
Does he
dude.
have- does he
No,
have-
he's got really long California blonde
Okay,
hair.
that's even more. Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's
Skateboard
California
dude.
punk.
Speaking of,
rock
have
right
you seen
there.
that movie, The Dirt, yet?
No, I want
Oh,
to.
dude,
I read the
dude.
book. The book is.
Oh, really?
Okay,
I didn't even know it was
fucked.
based on
Yeah,
a
it
book.
is actually based off a book off of the story.
Who wrote it?
I think-
Nikki
I think it
Sixx.
was Nikki Sixx.
Nikki Sixx,
And
was
he was
it?
just talking about, it's all the fucked up shit they did as Motley
Oh
Crue.
my god, dude. They went crazy, bro.
Dude, chapter 1 is about like, they got crazy stories where like him and a couple other bandmates like didn't shower, for like him and someone else from another band at a competition, to not shower. And it's like see who would still get laid the most.
Oh, dope.
And then like at
Don't you wish you could be that guy?
it ended when some girl was trying to give him a blowjob and he smelled so bad she threw up spaghetti all over him. Like that's crazy. Like
Yeah, that's-
madness.
What's
happens
crazy
in
is
that
they'll
see
still
some-
suck the dick.
I could see
Yeah.
some. I mean,
You know
there's
what I mean?
different. Yeah.
He was at 1
That's funny,
month of
crazy.
no showering.
Dude, that is one thing about girls is they will do like if Harvey Weinstein, if they can get what they want out of it. There ain't no way I'm touching Oprah, no matter what. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know, man. I might muff dive.
Okay, maybe
got-
if she
for a
buys-
couple mil,
dollars,
you're
she
right.
goes, and you get a car.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Dude, until you're put in that situation, you don't know.
That's
what-
Yeah,
also
that's
a
true.
good
That's
point.
true. That's true. I've never been in that situation.
Yeah, I know. I don't think anyone's ever signed $1 million check and been like,
Yeah.
Get
Maybe a
down.
guy has. I don't know about a girl.
Yeah, here's put.
Yeah.
give it
Also,
in
I
front
think
of
Oprah could just buy the sexiest sex slaves. Also, if you get $1 million to spend on a blowjob, I feel like I would not be your guy. You
you.
know,
Yeah, right.
I'm sure there's a much better
Yeah.
dude out there
I
for
don't-
that.
Yeah, there's-
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, I don't know why you come to the over here, go to
Yeah.
West Hollywood or something like
Yeah.
that. You'll figure
And
it
you
out.
can get that done for free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're just looking for a blowjob from a guy, that's probably the easiest thing you can get.
Oh yeah, there's people who will pay you so they can suck
Oh,
your
yeah.
dick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're
Which
like, hey,
is-
I'll pay
I've
you.
been hit up for that.
Yeah.
It's madness.
it's
I'm
madness.
just like, I don't
Like,
understand
why?
what you're getting.
I don't even know. Yeah, I can't believe they're asking me when they're asking me.
Yeah.
I know it's one of those things where for a second you're like,
Are the cameras?
should I do it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, wait,
well,
no.
how
wait,
much?
what?
Should I ask how much?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Is this a setup?
Because yeah,
I know.
I'm talking $2,000 here, and I don't have to tell
Yeah.
anybody.
Oh
Yeah.
crap! It is the first of the month.
I don't know. I think if you get $1 million for a blowjob, eventually you'll have to file that in your taxes somehow.
I know. Yeah. If you got paid for $1 million, yeah, would that be taxed?
You
I
would
mean,
have to- if you can't put that under your pillow.
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
You have
it's a gift at that point, isn't it? Like,
But even that, it's
do you,
taxable.
okay,
well, you did it
Oh,
for
really?
it's exchange of goods and services, so
Yeah.
legally it can be
Okay.
taxed.
but it's illegal.
But
Services.
the act is illegal too.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, you'd go to jail for sure if you're walking around with $1 million of dick sucking money.
Well, people are gonna ask, why do you have $1 million? Why are you cashing this $1 million check?
Yeah.
You don't think some questions would pop
So
up?
what are you doing for a living now?
Who do you think they question first, you or the guy that wrote the check?
Definitely together. Well, you have the money now.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where why
whoever
a check?
cashes it
Yeah.
first.
Well, if you got a check, there's no world where they're going to let you cash
$1
$1 million
million
Like,
check.
is this
I
real?
know.
Really?
Did you ever see that movie Blank Check?
Yeah, with that kid, like
Yeah.
he used, he named like himself Macintosh, right?
Macintosh, yeah.
Yeah, that movie was actually
Yeah, I enjoyed
It
that.
was a
One.
great kids movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
our generation, that was amazing.
We got spoiled. Have you seen the shit that they're putting out now?
Yeah,
It's shit.
it's pretty garbage.
It's fucking
Brilliant.
I
garbage.
do wonder.
There's no humor in it even.
Because it's, I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty
There's nothing
PC.
clever about it, you know? Like, I don't know.
But
It's also I feel like they're like
Not preparing these kids for
intentionally
adulthood.
dumbing kids too, because it's like
I agree.
the stuff I loved as a kid holds up pretty well. Like Tommy Boy's still funny.
oh, dude.
Heavyweights. Did you ever see
Oh,
that?
Heavyweights
dude,
is
we talk
golden.
about that
It's
all the
golden.
time.
To this
Oh,
day.
to
Oh,
this
yeah.
day.
There's some kids
my
movies that are Home Alone is that way. It's
Yeah.
still good,
And it's
even
still-
as
it's
an
a kids
adult.
movie,
Yeah.
but
You
yeah.
could show an adult that's never seen that and they'll
Oh,
be
dude,
like, "This is a good fucking
Heavyweights
movie."
is hilarious. Like
So
that.
fucking
I know
funny.
my most recent ex. Yeah, she had never seen it, and she laughed her ass off. And I'm like, this movie came out when we were like fucking 4 or 5
Yeah,
or
yeah.
oh,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Old
Pro-
movie.
Probably by the time
Old.
we watched it, it was like an older movie
Yeah,
because
exactly.
of that age range. But it was still like Heavyweights is great and like because which was even funnier to see not Hardball. It's Keanu Reeves. Dodgeball.
Yeah.
With
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. And
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
You know, it's the same character in a sense where it's just
Oh, I know,
you know,
right?
it's
Just that
like-
crazy
it's
like
just
fitness
crazy.
guy.
I was like, oh, I see what that
We're
is.
better than you,
Yeah.
and we know it.
We know it. No, yeah, you have a lot of those kids movies where I mean, and even now it could be just because you have adults.
I don't know. When's the last good kids movie you've seen? Because I really try to watch some of them. I think are going to be good.
Yeah.
Like even the new live action Disney movies fucking suck, dude.
Do they?
I mean, yeah. Like I mean, I've only to be honest, I've seen Beauty and the Beast, awful. And what was the other one I saw?
I didn't give a Beauty and the Beast either. Like I really tried.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean that's not necessarily a storyline for me.
No, you mean the original?
No, the originals. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But like also like I couldn't find any love for that because I have a penis. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
a chick.
Yeah.
It's a chick movie. Yeah, it
it's
is.
fine. And like it visually was neat.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Yeah.
Lion King. I can see getting down with Lion King maybe.
I'm crossing my
Jungle
fingers
Book.
for
That
it.
was the other one.
Oh
that
yeah,
sucked.
you didn't like Jungle Book.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
so.
it was weird.
It was weird.
I know I didn't like it.
It's like,
Again,
talking
visually
animals need to be cartoons, in my opinion.
neat. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like
Unless you want to do it like Homeward Bound,
Homer
where
Brown.
it's more like they're in their head. It can kind of be. It's a little more realistic.
I bet that movie was really hard to shoot.
Oh,
I
I've
think
heard-
of
I've
Homeward
heard-
Bound.
I bet. Yeah.
That and Little Rascals,
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
probably like the two top.
No, yeah, I heard even
Most
them
pain in the
working with
ass.
the kids. You're just working with kids.
And
you
there's
know?
a bunch of kids, and you have
Yeah.
to get all
But
of them.
it's the same thing when you watch the special features behind the scenes for the first Harry Potter. Like
Right.
they were kids. They didn't know how to act. Those
yeah.
three didn't know how to act really, and especially Daniel. It's like you're watching it and you're like, they were learning how to act that entire first movie.
Hmm.
The director was teaching them how to act.
The Sorcerer's
Each
Stone.
scene.
I forget how fucking young they were.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they're
Oh, I
10,
know,
right?
until
Yeah.
you go back and watch.
They were
it
pretty
again,
much
yeah.
again. It was cool though. I think for our generation because
Yeah.
they
Well,
were.
Radcliffe is our age.
That's
Yeah.
what I said. They
Mhm.
were our age.
Yeah.
And
We
even,
grew up with these guys.
And even in the books, they were our age as far as that growing up
Yeah.
factor. So it was like it was cool to.
You know what movie I'm fucking stoked about is Detective Pikachu because it is made.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it is made. It is literally everything. It's a guy who's almost 30,
Mhm.
our age, who always wanted to be a Pokemon
Yep.
trainer but couldn't.
Yep.
And then he finds a Pikachu that he can understand.
Yeah.
It was
Fine.
more than likely Ash's Pikachu. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is everything as a kid.
No, and the fact
Yeah.
that
And
I
now it's like an adult themed
Yep.
version with Ryan Reynolds. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man. They made this movie
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when they saw that, I was like, it's pretty much Deadpool took on.
How old is
Pikachu.
Ryan Reynolds? He's like not.
Reynolds is older. I think he's
He's like 40-ish, right?
almost, right?
Probably. He's
He
got
looks
to be right.
amazing.
He looks.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. God, talk about having everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Looks, humor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Not at
know.
all.
He
His
seems
wife
like.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's he married to?
Fuck. She's got a big old booty.
Ooh, I love that. He
Can't
deserves it.
He just
remember. She's also a famous actress.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's Google it. I'm right here.
We're gonna
Yeah, let's
Google
check
it.
it
We got
out.
These things going.
Travis, can we pull that up?
I'll be young Jamie. My internet is not working.
Nice kicks, young Jamie.
Oh shit.
I give it. Young Jamie likes Yeezys, which I think are fucking dumb.
Dude, I have.
He's like into some weird stuff.
He likes rap. He's a rap
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it's like I'm fine with rap, but like he's like only into rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like one of those.
yeah.
Guys. And he's from Youngstown, Ohio. He's from Northern Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I did know that.
Him and
too.
Red Band. A lot of these podcast people are from Ohio.
Ohio. I
don't
know.
a
know
lot of people are from. Like,
I know.
It's like,
I'm
what
a
did you all
podcast
do?
producer.
You all
I'm from
came over-
Ohio.
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
Well, Redmond's the first one to start Rogan's produced Rogan's, right?
Yeah,
And
I think
this-
he met him at the store or something. I don't know where.
I thought he met him I want to say I thought he met him online
That's
while
good.
he was still in Ohio.
It's a possibility. Yeah,
Yeah,
Friends.com.
that's what I think happened somehow.
Red
I don't
Band
know if it's
is-
from gaming or I don't know what it was.
probably because I know that like he's been up on the technology before anybody. Like he actually Red Band pioneered a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
see him all the time at the Comedy Store. Actually, he's like there
He's there constantly.
constantly.
He's
yeah.
got his Asian girlfriend he hangs out with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And that's funny. Like that's the cool part is like us going there with even like Simone and stuff like that, and being able to like go in the back area and hang out with other comics and
Like-
stuff. It's a cool feeling because it's we get to meet people like we wouldn't
We
normally
met
get.
Theo Vaughn the other day.
Yeah,
Just
we-
like walk.
Dude, Theo Von is the shit.
No,
He is
dude,
the
it was
shit,
funny.
dude.
That day we were just talking with Simone about how like, oh, I've been listening to his podcast. I've been enjoying it very much. I'm like, just binge listening to it. And we go to the Comedy Store. We're in the back bar, and we're just sitting there talking us three. And next thing the door opens, and he walks in. He was like, "What up, bro?" And he comes up. Steele didn't even see him, and he comes over his shoulder and gives us a handshake. And it was one of those moments, just like, how do
He
we-
brought a chick in there, and then
Yeah.
he's like, he went and bought her a drink. As he's leaving, he's like, "All right, no rape."
don't want no
I told him, I was like, no promises.
No problem.
That's hilarious. Oh, for the record, Reynolds in 08 to 2011 was married to Scarlett Johansson because
good one.
he's a god among men.
Good.
Oh, God.
And now he's married to Blake Lively.
Blake, there it is. I knew it.
But what does
Yep.
she look like?
Let me
She
hold on. Let me
looks
pull up some Blake Lively pictures.
I mean,
Gorgeous.
I could probably do it on the
We could
cell
technically
phone.
do it on here if
Yeah,
we really wanted
we
to.
have an iPad right here.
Let's see. We're trying to pull up proper pics to FAP to. It's a slow burn.
Move this here, right here. Yeah. Black. Live. There she
Oh
is.
wow, she's pretty as F.
There she is right there.
Oh yeah, dude. Do we have a booty pic?
I guarantee.
Blake
no,
Lively.
She's in,
Oh, yeah, here you go.
she's in
Booty.
some really good stuff.
See if we can't get
She's-
some good shit. Oh, you're right, Travis.
She's gorgeous.
Oh
What's the witchcraft you guys are doing?
yeah.
Yeah, she's stacked.
Oh wow.
This part of the podcast, you'll slowly hear.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
All right, right now. I got it. And if Ryan or Blake, you ever hear this,
You
well,
know, I
that
forget.
means we made it.
I forget sometimes that like the odd, like sometimes that just happens here.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
forget constantly in the city. Like I'm like, oh no, they could hear this.
Yeah.
and then they could touch me. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
like a
Yeah.
house in Ohio.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
it's-
next
it
door.
is possible. It is very possible.
Yeah, they could live right down the fucking road.
hmm Which would be great. And I'll be look. We're only looking you up because we love you guys.
Oh, yeah. No. Mostly, I love Ryan more,
Ryan, yeah.
but I love the booty.
I love the
Word.
It's good booty.
delicious, great, fantastic. But yeah, no, that was. I think going to. Yeah, we
Actually, I have a question for you, Travis.
Hit me.
question.
Do it.
Like, well, like Simone says, we need to be hanging out at the store or something, Laugh Factory or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, where do you have a spot that you hang out at like a lot besides here? I mean, I know you're here all the time.
No, I am.
Like, do you have a plan on like?
I'm of the ilk of I'm going to do it myself. I think the future isn't in clubs.
Isn't in clubs?
Don't take. I mean, I'm gambling with that. Like,
Yeah, well, we're all gambling.
yeah.
I love
but
everybody's idea. That's the
I
point of this whole thing.
I think when I do clubs, I'll be bringing them my audience, so
Yeah.
they want me,
Yeah.
not working my way up through the club and gathering my audience in a club.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm working on gathering my audience outside of the clubs because I don't want to play their games. It's because I believe those things. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm nice because I genuinely have a lot of
Yeah.
care and hope and
And-
stuff like that.
and I
Yeah,
think that's
Same
where
here.
Yeah.
where finding a place, not even to go, but it's like for us going to the store because that's how it found us through Simone and stuff. And it's not even like rising up through those ranks. I do agree with what you're saying, how it's the times are changing, and I want to be the person who brings them the audience.
I know.
But at the same time, I do like the idea of, okay, we have the fourth wall. Once we get more and more, we're going out to different places to do open mics,
Yeah.
do different shows, but still we try to go once a week to the store
Right.
to show, not just to show our
to
face,
be
but also
there.
to be there, be around other comics,
I
different
know. I try to go to the
levels.
store more often. I need to, but mainly just to be around the comics.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck about the store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like,
one of those.
Yeah. Just
it's that-
figure on the comics.
It's that camaraderie.
And honestly,
kind of
all the
thing,
ones I've
you know?
yes, and I do feel like I belong there in a lot of
Yeah,
ways every time I
and,
go there.
No, and every time you go and you're like, oh, and you see things like, and especially now in the last 3 months and going there like a few months ago, 6 months to a year ago, it's that whole different ballgame of like, even this last time hanging out with Simone with the Theo area and all that and introducing us, it was like, now it's, okay, we've been doing this a few months. Even Simone was cool because he introduced us as new comics,
Yeah.
and not just as friends. He's like, no, they're students. And of course, have other people go, oh, welcome or good luck or, kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like, but it was that experience of, just getting out there and showing your face more and more, because I'm sure the store, just like anywhere else, sees lots of faces come through, say they're comics, and then never see them again, or comes
mhm.
through and it's like, oh, you're just another person who wants to. And it's like, at the end of the day, I also don't want to be seen as someone who's like, oh, you're just brown nosing. No, it's like, I actually want to meet you and know you and stuff like that. And if it comes down the
Yeah.
road where it's like, you think of me, then you think of me. And I think that's where even networking in a whole in this town comes into factor, where it's, you're just, I want to learn about you. I want to learn about you. I want to, and then if it comes up and we're able to help each other out in some way down the road, then we are. And being around other comics, you want to be around the people who are doing what you want to do. You know,
Facts.
if I want to bartend the rest of my life, I'm going to hang out with bartenders.
Bartenders, exactly.
And then but yeah, I just want to. That's something where now.
That's why I applaud you at saying how you had to get out of security to because it took up your comedy time.
Yeah, I had
You
to do
know?
it. I mean, I had to work some really shitty day jobs, but I mean, like, I'm fortunate enough now to do this full time, but like,
Right.
it took fucking forever.
Yeah.
Do you think how long have you had this job now?
A year this month, yeah.
Do you think in the year, since you're just constantly doing you're constantly on stage, you're constantly like performing in front of people, has it gotten a lot better?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he saw me perform probably 2 years ago, but then he came here and he said, "You're 10 times better than the last time I saw you."
Oh, that's good.
Which is saying, he said, "You're always good," but he's like, "Now you're just fucking insane."
Yeah.
So
I agree. You are really good.
thank you, buddy.
I mean, like, yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Yeah.
It's all about. I mean, just like we bring up jiu-jitsu all the time, which we just got our blue belts this week, which was pretty cool.
Oh, good job, guys. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
Shout out to that,
thank you, dude.
Which goes back to like that, you know, that deserving it, you know, as that and we had a lot of people like, you know, well earned, and it's like because we put in the time. 4 days a week, you put in the time, even though some days we don't feel like we're getting better. The time, the effort, people see that you're constantly learning, training.
And good days and bad days.
Good days and bad days.
That's the thing
True.
is like people. I think people are scared of the bad days a lot of the time because they don't know. No one wants to run into the fire. I've been a person that doesn't want to run into the fire, but
Most
like
people
the only way to get better at anything is you got to throw yourself into the fire and fucking fail. You know? I don't know. I mean, yeah. I've never failed. I've never failed more in my life than I have in these last 3 months of doing comedy.
It's gonna change it though. It's gonna make it better.
Yeah.
And
that's
not
why
just a
I'm
better
excited.
better person.
Better person. Oh, absolutely. It
That's-
already has. I can already see the process.
I get really annoyed. A lot of people think like some people go on stage and say comedy is the most narcissistic thing you can do.
Hear that.
I don't
people saying that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm like, I'm literally trying to give other people joy. You think I'm up here
Exactly.
jerking my dick? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck
those are
dude?
those politically correct
Like,
people
really,
that
yeah.
you know what I mean.
Exactly. It's like we are giving a part of ourselves to the audience.
Yeah. And if you've even done it once in your life to try to like when they don't understand that, you're like, no, it's. You really think I want to be up here? Actually, this is scary as all. Like you're up here giving yourself. It's like, yeah, it's cool. Once you're good at it and you get that, you know, that feeling. But I get that feeling even when I'm acting and stuff of putting a smile on their face or helping them, you know. So now with that, it's not. I'm opening myself up, and only the best comics are able to fully open themselves up, you know, to them. So,
I think that's kind of what it's. Did you get the light? Oh.
Yeah, we got the light.
Oh, we got the light.
Ago.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
what
We can wrap this up.
I think this week we're going to do what? Lots of things. Actually, I think we're doing a few because I think Travis, you're out of town next week.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah. I'm going to. I'll be in El Paso, Texas, at the comic strip, the 11th through the 14th.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
probably going to air
Six
after
shows
the
in El
fact,
Paso.
but he'll be
Yeah,
there.
this will definitely air after the fact, but yeah, you should definitely give Travis a follow.
Yeah,
good old social media.
Clyburn Comedy.
Yeah, Travis Clyburn Comedy. Check it out.
Wings of
Yeah,
Love.
get
The
a
other
Wings
two-
of
the
Love
other-
sticker.
There it is.
Two homeboys on there.
Yeah,
And
Amir Khalil, Chris Rubio.
Woo.
Wings of Love.
Wings of Love.
Wings of Love.
But yeah, I think we're going to try maybe do a later set next week if we can, just to get
Yeah, I
that
want to
out of the way.
definitely try to come to the 10 o'clock more. We need to hit up Flappers.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get on the ball.
Every Saturday night I go to Flappers. If you guys like.
Every
late.
Saturday night?
I know you guys probably are always working.
We are, but we could probably work something out.
I could work something out.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Just pick up a Thursday. Fuck it.
Oh, I know. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, so far it's like, yeah, it's a learning week. This week felt like it was not crash and burn, but I was a learning experience this week, and now I'm going to go back through and I think go over my audio stuff, see what I can write from that, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to write a little more. Yeah, I didn't get into like setting up jokes, but whatever. We talk about that off air. But anyways, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was trying to stay motivated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Fucking
Fuck yeah.
staying humble.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
All right.
it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Travis.
Cousins and Sons.
Cousins and Sons.
We out.
Baby, it's not what you wanted from me. You've been trying to make sense of my mistakes. My mistakes, yeah.
Hey, you guys, thanks for watching this episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Go follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
And remember, if you want to go the extra mile, you can also support us over on Patreon, where in the future we'll be able to get unreleased content and content that nobody else can see. And remember, guys, don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Peace.